these ships will be misused to the detriment of our military forces. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Reid. Mr. Secretary, I'm going to ask a question or two, and so is Senator Van Hollen, and then we'll be done. You have used the phrase allowed by law sufficiently a number of times that it caused me to look to see what the law says when talking about how the unspent money will be spent. And there is a long list of items under use of funds. The last one is number 6, any use determined necessary by the Assistant Secretary to facilitate the goals of the program. Is that what you refer to when you say anything allowed by law? Is that discretion?
I think the idea is to meet with the constituencies, yourselves, and try to come up with the smartest use of the funds. Make sure it stays within the statute, of course. But what is the smartest use? We have proven, I think, to this committee that we are good stewards of the American taxpayer's dollar, and we will continue to do that. So we will work together to come up with the best ideas. I suggested a few that had just come to us, but I think we will work it out in a way that is smart.
Do you have any doubt but what there'll still be significant portions of the country and consumers that when BEAD is fully implemented, absent the, quote, unspent funds, there'll still be plenty of opportunities to provide broadband to the American consumer? Or do you think that BEAD, with the money that's been made available, will meet the needs of the country for broadband services?
My understanding is each state gave us the complete list, the complete total of those who needed to be served, and we are serving universal broadband access. So this is to cover every single person as of the date we did it. That is the objective, and that is what I think we are going to achieve. We are going to give broadband internet connectivity to every single person that every state said was in need. We will deliver.
And that does not necessitate the use of the unspent funds to reach that goal?
It does not, and each of the broadband states, the broadband offices of the states agrees.
So in my opening statement, I talked about the amount of money allocated to Kansas originally, and then with the change in the direction of the policy, that it was much less was demanded. So that less money presumably meets the goal of providing everything that Kansas needs. It just took less money to do it?
Correct, because we used competition. Biden administration had selected one way to do it, and there was very little competition and a huge amount of red tape. If you bring competition in between fiber, fixed wireless, and satellite, you get much better economics, as we all know. So we got much better economics for solving the same performance standards and covering every single person. This is universal coverage at a much better deal.
I think my final question, then I'll turn to Senator Van Hollen. The BEAD program or any federal broadband deployment program, those resources, those grant dollars are taxable to the provider that receives the funds. And under current law, when a broadband deployment, a provider is initiating the plan to rely upon federal funds, that provider has to account for 21% of that award being paid back in federal taxes. And I introduced, with a number of my colleagues, the Broadband Grant Tax Treatment Act, which excludes certain grants, including BEAD, from those dollars being taxable. I think you've testified or indicated before you support that legislation. I'm back at the making the effort to see we get it passed, and I want to get your reaction and see if my understanding is that you're supportive of eliminating the tax on the proceeds of grants to those providers. You still support that position if you previously did.
I think that kind of opinion is best served with yourselves, right? Whether you choose on an appropriation that you've given, we've executed it. Whether you think we should tax it or not, I'll leave to your committee. I think it is best served by
Well, unfortunately, we'll have to
yourself.
leave it to another committee than this one, at least initially. But it does diminish the dollars that are available, and the interest in participating in the program is diminished as you try to figure out how you make this profitable for the provider.
If you let us give it out tax-free, I promise you I could do it for less than $21 billion.
It's another option. Senator Van Hollen.